Yes, 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 yes. Welcome to the New Rican Poets Cafe. Make some noise for yourself. We're braving the cold, the cold, the cold. Like Bob said, we're coming in from the cold. We're here today to celebrate Bob 70th Earth Strong. 70th Earth Strong. All over the world right now they are celebrating, they're celebrating in music. We chose to do it in poetry. Because before the musician, before the song was the poem. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with Jah, and the word was Jah, you know? So, we're here tonight. It's going to be a beautiful night. We have a beautiful lineup. Welcome to the New Rican. Again, I would say the New Rican is one of the oldest poetry establishments in the city. All right, one of the oldest here. And I wanted to do it here because this speaks poetry. I think the New Rican and the African Poetry State are the two oldest venues. All right? If you hear me and you don't understand me, I will not interpret. There will be no interpreter. A Bob Marley style, so put on the Bob Marley ears tonight because a pure patois me I give on her. Raw patois like we. You know, like Bob, when Bob had 9 miles and you know, and sit up. Have you, any of you ever been to 9 miles? Bob Marley resting place in Barbados. I mean, not Barbados, Jamaica. Any Barbados in the house? So, are you channel that, right? You see, alright. So I want love still. I want love. I'm asking all the poets who are in the house to go and seek you in and find your order as to when you come on and things like that. So if there's any poet sitting over here, we're asking you to make your way to that area, all right? We're asking you to, if you have cell phones and stuff like that, to turn them down, put them down, all right? In case of a fire, I think there's an exit over there, and I think there's one back there. There was a play here earlier before going on, very interesting, and I think that's why the American flag. It was about slavery and stuff like that. Very, very interesting. So I think they're here for the next 2 weeks. And we had a conflict wherein they had booked the entire 2 weeks at 7 p.m. And they had bumped us out, and the producer was nice enough to drop his to 5 o'clock so we could have this. So when I saw him tonight and say, yeah, you know, when I saw him tonight and say, I want love, man, you know, so this is what it's all about. There is a natural mystic just blowing through the wind. With the 3 little birds singing, lively up yourself, Bob Marley may be gone, but him spirit is still living. With so much thing to say, still keeping us jamming. Because rebel music of Trenchtown will always rock, and no create the ballad can stop that. No woman no cry, me say the heathen asks why, me say the heathen asks why, you see them can hear the music of the redemption song, but the real situation, me say them can't understand, so them a sing, could you be love and tell us of them God above while holding us down in them concrete jungles, telling us to be humble. But as Bob would sing, we not worry about a thing because every little thing is gonna be alright. You see, right now we just get ready for the coming of Zion train to take us to a place where we'll no longer have to wait in pain because Babylon system will catch a fire. They are already hiding because of the guiltiness that rests on their conscience for causing so much trouble in the world. Wow. A small axe fall big tree. So now them are going to cry for you and me. So Africa, unite, wake up and live. We have the strength and we have the knowledge. We say, get up and stand up for your right. Get up and stand up and don't give up the fight. We say, ride not to ride and don't get ambushed and don't get trapped in them track like roadblock. And when you're riding through the rut, don't complicate your minds. Just remember that them atomic energy can't stop just that time. Yes. Because this time them draw back card. And it's going to be a big disgrace. When them types to the face, and it's going to be a big disgrace when them find out. So we're not running on them rock space because now we know how we and them are going to work it out. With war. Yes, war. War in the east, west, north and south. Because until the color of a man's skin is of no more significant than the color of his eyes, we have got to say war. So who the cap bit? Get them wear it. Because we're tired of talking blues. tired of seeing with people them getting used and abused. So now we're coming in from the cold and we're ready for a confrontation. We're not talking about revolution, fought by the real revolutionaries, just like the Buffalo Soldiers of America, this time for the liberation of Africa. We're not only the sheriff going to get shot and say, wicked man going to fall in one drop. Because them belly full and we still hungry. We have faith in Jaja. Because Jaja live as a provider. And he will guide us through the uprising and protect us from the burning and looting. Time will tell who will be the real survivor. The oppressor and the oppressor come and join together and chant the Rasta man chant. Babylon will try to tell us that they can't. Because their backs are against the wall. But remember, Bob Marley said them are going to fall. So one love to Bob and the positive vibration. His body is gone, but his spirit lives on. So now we Jaja children must come together and make it work. We Jaja children must come together and make it work. God, we don't need no more trouble. No. Sing with me. We don't need no
more troubles.
No. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you how him love him woman. Because one of the things that we know about Bob, 3 things. Him love him God, him love him weed, and him love him woman. You cannot deny that about Bob. Him love him God, in order, he love him God, love him weed, and him love him women. Alright, so, yeah.
Blessings, Rastafari. I wasn't ready for this, you just put me on the spot. I just came there with a friend of mine, the first person to, share. But you don't know. Anything written had to be spoken. Blessed God. Now this piece is called St. Lucia. Nostalgia, because I really love my country, Oh, island in the sun, where my people has toiled from time began. I may sail from many a seas, but this land will always be home to me. So I hop on the Iron Bird destination, a beautiful island in the Caribbean, a place where I could taste the flavor and smell the rain. A place where the rivers run clean and in winter we trees still grin. Yes man, in winter we trees still grin. Where your morning alarm cocks crowing, blackbirds singing, aroma of fresh coffee and cocoa tea, roast breadfruit, charcoal burning. That is where I'm going to be. I'm not talking no shit man. I going back home to leave it. The temperature in New York City, I can't take it man. One time it cold, the other time it hot like fire. So I going back to my beautiful island, to some warm and sunny weather, year round. I remember children outside playing marbles, tick-tock, high jumps, cowboys and crooks, while the older fellas in the savannah playing football and cricket. That is where I'm going to be. I going back home no matter what the US immigration say to me. I not changing my mind, brother. I ready a long time. Done save some money. Now I getting out of this stressful city. I may sail from many a seas, but this place, St. Lucia, will always be home to me. So I living on the next jet plane and I not coming back again. I'm gonna sit by the seashore, shake my natty dread, me eye well red. Watch the tide roll, sunrise to sunset. It's some mango julie, sugar apple, golden apple in the sauce, cassava. Drink plenty of coconut water. Now tell me, what else could be better? My grandmother preparing green fig, furring, saltfish and zaboka. But don't forget the mango cocoa beef and the chupa. Man, it's sweet, But all that food talking, having my mouth licking. Gaso, manipuale, super weme, usav kutimaye. Translation, man, I have to go. If you don't see me, you know where I'll be. St. Lucia, my home, sweet, sweet home.
Yes. Yeah. Alright. Make some noise again for Yaya. Put him on the spot right there. I just needed to straighten out some logistics. Alright, coming up is I think one of the best ever Bob Marley tribute at SO. Alright, coming to the stage next time, I mentioned the word Barbados earlier. I think this brother is representing Barbados via Trinidad, born in Long Island, something like that, but you know, mix up, but we one people, alright? So, Timothy Prolific Jones.
Until the philosophy which
Yo, peace to everyone. I'm Tim Prolific Jones, and I'm representing Barbados, Grenada, and a lot of other places. The poem will explain it. We be orphans to our own heritage, sampling lineage to make the illest break beats. We think we innovating when we recreating. We be the people from the place, Africa, that survived the thing, slavery. We disremember our complexity. My family tree ain't that unique. Diaspora woven into a bloodline, proof that blackness is fluid. A collage of nations, some African, American or Caribbean, slave or free. Some European, Irish or German or English, slave master or immigrant, some native. Puspatuk, Onkachuk, the Tennecock, Shinnecock, and yeah, some of that Cherokee too. We be high cheekbones and nappy hair, broad noses and light skin, pointy noses and dark skin, thick lips and full hips, fat asses or pancake flat. We be outlawed unions, disowned for blackness or for marrying it. We pass or we refuse to. We be the contradictions. Scholars try to diminish and that America tries to whitewash. We be the black Indians that Skip Gates says never happened or are highly unlikely. Brown folk with Germanic and Jewish last names, descendants of slaves with hundreds of acres of land. We be sharecroppers and stockbrokers, corner boys and lawyers, cops and cop watchers, blues and rock, jazz and hip-hop. We be proof that being black means being many things at once, polyrhythmic, polygenetic, polycultural. We be fluid, like the rivers our villages stood by before we were stolen, and before they were stolen too. We be fluid, like the waters we crossed to get here, like the rivers near our plantations, like the sweat on our backs and the blood on our fingers. Blackness be fluid. Sometimes it run red, sometimes it run light, sometimes it looks white, sometimes it's pitch night, sometimes it speaks English and breaks its rules, sometimes it's habla español or parle français, sometimes it be Creole or patois, island or mainland, Caribbean or American, Latino or Gullah, Mississippi or New York City. Black is black wherever you go. So the series of poems I'm reading is called Orphans, and it just means what it's about to be a diasporan. And some of that has to do with disclaimed inheritance. So this piece is about that, and then we will continue to move on. The inheritance we claim is not monetary. You can't quantify the value of culture. During assimilation, they say language is the first to go. We had ours stripped twice over. African tongues bent to the king's speech. Native tongues bent to civilized speak. Next is the drum. Too much bass and power and magic and unity and rhythm and prayer. Then goes religion. Then comes religion. And if you can remember the old one, you can't speak to your God in the language you know. It is the disconnect an orphan feels from their parents. The memory of who they were exists in the ether. Last is the food. We survived off scraps of what was cheap or what we could grow when they stole the good land. The inheritance we claim ain't only from Africa and Turtle Island. Uncomfortably, sometimes it is from Ireland and Germany too. But I know no Mandinka, no Algonquin, no German, no Irish, no Hebrew, no Yiddish. Just this colonial patois wrapped around my tongue like a corn husk, like a yam skin, like a potato skin, like unleavened bread. My maternal inheritance may have passed over. Paternal inheritance may have been written out of history, but we still be the finest smiths that make something out of what others call nothing. We don't just make something out of nothing. We make art out of our inheritance, as broken and destitute as it may appear. We survive with love as our language, with children the drums we pray to our ancestors to. And I've seen many a bembe at a Sunday dinner. We create traditions anew, to find the ones we lost, to find the ones stolen, to find the ones taken, to find the ones ignored, to find the ones disowned, to find the ones hidden. We create to remember, and remember to create.
Timothy Prolific Jones. And we have a sister, I love this sister. She representing St. Lucia. She's sexy as hell. When I say hell, I mean literally hell, because she will burn you. When I say burn you, because she's straight up revolutionary. Gentlemen, don't be fooled by the sexiness about her. Her tongue is like a razor. She will cut you. And that's what Hermina is coming up here to do tonight. Hermina, make some noise for Hermina.
That's not true. The Lord gives sleep to those he loves. That's why I've been losing sleep lately. These lines underneath my eyes connect with visions that make Satan look saintly. Go ahead and summon hell. I'm living this reality death by a chokehold with no indictment from the grand jury. When that black body got shot, seems to me like we're repeating this history. They say in death there is no mercy, since there's nothing serious in mortality. So when blacks commit crime against their own kind, don't you dare blame society. Parce que nous ne sommes pas Jésus-Christ. Je suis Charlie. Jesus Christ. Boko Haram came riding in like a bloody prophecy. And ISIS gave a new meaning to Egyptian deity. Who will resurrect what has been strewn about the earth in the name of blasphemy? Allah, why have God forsaken thee? 7 plagues poured 7 times from 7 bowls. Let's multiply the many ways to assure me that we will never be. Let's see, that's 343. Add that to the victims of Ebola, plus 0.01% of empathy from the wealthy. Oh. Let's not even talk about slavery, because that right there will lead us to the root of our atrocity, and fools with that type of money will walk through the vanity of a twisted mentality and believe that he could part the Red Sea. This goes beyond Christianity into a spiritual atonement with humanity. God is love, but could you be loved like the great Bob Marley? Something like Garvey, like feeding the needy, like positivity, like asking for mercy, clothed in divinity, something so holy? Or are we doomed, not by creed, not by race or by religion, but by our own will? Are we doomed like Armageddon waiting to boom, like the Big Bang kicking God out of his own room, like sexism when I just said his? Isn't that just like racism? Negro, please, we've been through the fire. Check out our attire. We're now niggas in Paris. We've gone Hannibal Lecter, Clarice. Flesh of our flesh, blood of our blood, we serve to Baal as a dish. Told you I can't sleep. Our iniquities run deep. I pray that all who wish will appear as stars like David, roar like Judah, Solomon's order to say something, say something, say something.
Need I say anymore? I tell you, she will cut you. You know, I love a sexy warrior. Yeah. All right, we have another brother. Make some noise again for Hermina.